Mellow greetings, everybody. My name is James. I'm from the internet, and today we are going to be talking about watching the right devour itself. And yes, I am 100% here for all of it. Good Lord. It is absolutely delicious. So, over the last few weeks, as Donald Trump's extremely tenuous grasp on opportunities to somehow extend his presidency have continued to slip away, and he's just like by his fingernails on the ledge, and he's just like, yeah. So as that's happening, you're seeing a schism appear on the right, both in the House and in society at large. In the House, it's very easy to see. Anybody who lives in a state or a district or an area that is heavy Trump, or they're really close to their opponent in polling, and they have an election coming up in the next 2 to 4 years, yet they're all running around being 1,000% sycophantic, following Trump around, just, picking up the hem of his robe in the back so it doesn't drag on the ground. They're like the fucking Greek chorus from some shitty Socrates play you had to read in ninth grade. They're just walking behind him, Greek chorus, like, yes, Trump, no, Trump, you are all wise, Trump, whatever you say, Trump. And they're just going to keep licking his boots and, pawing at the hem of his robe until they can clear their next election, because they're afraid that Donald Trump will endorse whoever decides to primary them, or won't give them support if they're in a tight race, even if he's not the president. So those people, they're over there. The rest of the GOP, they're just kind of acting like it's another election. Election's over. The Democrats coming into office. Let's get back to doing what we're doing. Like they're purposely distancing themselves from Trump solely by not being a Trump sycophant. That takes us to the second place where we're seeing the schism on the right, and that is out in society, where the other 330 million Americans who aren't overpaid government representatives live. They are experiencing a multitude of societal problems. Not only are people, communities, and groups splitting down the same line as their elected representatives, i.e. Trump or bust, versus run-of-the-mill conservatives or Republicans or, lifelong red voters. Basically, anybody who's not on the left, who doesn't support Trump, like that schism is starting to happen. And then more importantly, it would appear that the radical right, yeah, I'm going to call them the radical right, all the militia folk and the ride or die Trumpers, it appears there's a little schism popping up between them and their gods, the police. Because all of a sudden, the police aren't letting them run amok and do whatever they want to do. Why? Because the police take their cues from their chief, who takes their cues from the politicians, who take their cues from the politicians in DC, who know which way the tide is turning. Yeah, these people are totally lost and they don't know what to do with themselves. Donald Trump's getting pushed out, their allies are ignoring them, and the police aren't letting them run amok. Do you want to see what it looks like? I think you do. From this weekend, police clash with Trump-supporting Proud Boys in Salem, Oregon. Arrests are made. This is an extreme title for a multitude of reasons, not the least of which is that cops actually arrested Trump supporters. More importantly, in Oregon, the white nationalist militia capital of America, yeah, I know some of you think it's Ohio or you think it's Michigan and you want to root for your state. We're number one. We're number one. Trust me, Oregon, ground zero for organized white supremacy, okay? This is why the cops, for the last, 3-4 years in Portland and other cities, have been in full communications with the Proud Boys and other militia groups who drive over state lines from Washington to come into Oregon and hold rallies that are basically just street fights where they get open permission to beat the shit out of everybody who isn't a Trump supporter, and the cops just stand there and laugh. Yeah, that's Oregon. Apparently, even in Oregon, the cops are now beating up Trump supporters. Why? Because Trump supporters are just walking around like it's every other day. And the cops are like, where do you think you're going? They're like, oh, we're just going to go over there and, punch those liberals in the face. Yeah, it's cool. And the cops are like, no. What do you mean? Like, we've always been able to do this. No. Members of the far-right group the Proud Boys clashed with police in Salem, Oregon during New Year's Day protests. As the Statesman Journal reported, President Donald Trump supporters gathered at the state capitol for a mass civil disobedience rally, mainly protesting COVID-19 restrictions. During the rally, a few hundred protesters began to march to Mahonia Hall. Governor Kate Brown's official residence. Counter-protests from Antifa also followed. Dun dun dun. Salem police stated that several arrests were made, and it was also reported that chemical munitions were used by protesters against police, including a smoke canister and lit fireworks. Videos shared by an independent journalist show protesters wearing Proud Boy logos and yelling at counter-protesters. One of the videos shows police zip-tying a protester's hands behind his back, saying police were arresting Trump supporters for, quote, unlawful assembly. Hey man, you can't arrest me. I'm a patriot. Look, my pants match yours. We're on the same team. Team America. Cops are like, no, we're on Team Cop. I don't know who the fuck you think you are. Bye-bye. Gee, I'm starting to hear sentences in my head from days of old. These phrases that right-wing counter-protesters used to yell at me while I was covering things. Hey buddy, if you don't want to get arrested, just don't break the law. Or how about, well, if you're going to protest in the street, I'm going to run you over. Or, why don't you go get a job? Don't you have better things to do other than stand out here and yell and scream? Now, this week, tens of thousands of patriotic protesters are all converging on D.C. to go join Donald Trump as they hoop and holler outside the Capitol and demand that a whole bunch of seated senators somehow overturn the election, which they're not going to do. A caravan of South Florida Trump supporters travels to Washington, D.C. to rally against election results. Hundreds of Trump supporters hopped on a bus Tuesday morning to travel to Washington, D.C. to join thousands in one last bid to rally against the results of the 2020 election. In a final attempt to show support for a president that has attacked the results of the 2020 election he lost, these supporters are still moving forward to show support for President Trump. Quote, about 75 million people plus voted for Donald Trump, said Joe, an organizer. It's going to be a loud message. It's about your legal votes being counted, your constitutional rights, and we the people. Yes, those are certainly all words. My president didn't win, so that means illegal votes were counted and it's a fix. Okay. Meanwhile, in D.C., the night before all the widespread right-wing protests were about to begin, the Proud Boys leader, Enrique Tarrio, was arrested by cops after challenging them to arrest him. Henry Enrique Tarrio, the Miami-based leader of the Proud Boys, who was arrested for burning a Black Lives Matter banner at a historical church, is banned from the nation's capital until June, a judge ruled Tuesday in D.C. On the night of December 12th, which was a chaotic night in Washington, D.C. that included fistfights with protesters and property destruction, Tarrio lit a historic black church's Black Lives Matter banner on fire in the streets, police say. He later issued a challenge to authorities online. Quote, yeah, I did it. Come get me if you feel like what I did was wrong. We'll let the public decide. Well, Tarrio rolled into D.C. with all his Proud Boys to go cause a ruckus this weekend, and the cops rolled up on him and went, yeah, I think we're going to take you up on that. Thanks for the invite. When Tarrio was arrested on Monday, police found 2 high-capacity firearm magazines on him and 60 rounds of ammo, according to his charging documents. Hey, you know what happens when you have a very charged up but largely disorganized group of radicals and no clear leadership with not a whole hell of a lot of experience? I mean, I've rolled out with leftists for a decade. I know how to deal with the cops. You want to see what happened to the Proud Boys once their leadership got kicked out of town and they tried to step to the cops? You want to see what that looks like? Wait, why are the cops trying to tell us what to do? They never tell us what to do. Hey, did that cop just put his hands on me? Okay, he just pepper sprayed me in the face. I'm going to go walk away now. Wow, look at them all. Look at all the Proud Boys. That's all it took. One little blast of pepper spray, and they all disappear like gorillas in the mist. Yeah, that's what happens when you don't have good leadership or any experience out in the field. But hey, keep talking shit, because I see all your posts, you right-wing nut jobs. Yeah, I see them all. When the Civil War starts, it's going to be a bunch of mamby-pamby leftists eating tofu against 20 million armed veterans. You better watch out, libturds. Really? Really? You just ran from a short blast of pepper spray. I don't think you should be talking shit right now. And here is my favorite part of the rally, the moment of dawning realization, when right-wing patriots and Proud Boys and militia members realize that the cops are now going to treat them the exact same way they've been treating us for the last 4 years. They are not very happy about it.
Because you don't want to fucking protect the Constitution. So you lost both sides of support. We had your fucking back, but we ain't got your back no more. We're the business owners. We're the veterans. We're the veterans. We're the business owners. We had your back, but we ain't got your back no more. That's right. We don't got your back no more. That's right. Because you don't got our back.
Heads are gonna roll. Those heads are gonna roll.
So we had your back.
That's right. If you don't let the Proud Boys just go run around any city they want at any hour they want, destroying whatever they want and assaulting whoever they want, well, then let me tell you, all of these armed veterans who are business owners and possess capital are going to make life very difficult for you. Police state. Hold on, I'm now going to react influent police state. Are you ready? Yeah, bud, that's not going to happen.
You don't have ours, so now I'm a Marine. I know we got other Marines out here. We ain't got your back no more.
Yeah. Fuck your 6
You
week
better
fucking
have our
DC
back,
trader
and you better have our back, or we're gonna fucking show you.
Hoorah! Heads are going to roll. We're going to show you. Well played, Patriots. Well played. You're really setting yourself up for a massive amount of disappointment over the next 4 years. Have y'all ever seen a Patriot catch pepper spray before? Would you like to?
This is American policy. Fucking American policy.
I'm sorry, somebody just yelled at the cops that they're communists. Oh, okay. All right. I've had a lot of fun covering this, but now I'm going to be serious for a minute, okay? Number one, I am not a fan of the police or the police state. And in all actuality, I don't like seeing the police do this to anybody. Because if the police do it to Trumpers and patriots and people who buy back the blue flags, what the fuck do you think they're going to do to me for the next 4 years? But I've been discussing this for a while now, and I'm very, very serious about it. The police state is its own problem. As all you people on the right are finding out, the police will fuck you up. They will hit you with chemical munitions. They will arrest you. They will bury you in paperwork. They will find the shit out of you until you're broke. You are now about to find out what the rest of us has known for the last 4 years while you've had a hall pass and gotten special treatment. So hey, all you people on the right, if you just want to keep munching on your own tail and devouring each other, I'm sure as shit not going to stop you. However, when you're done with this, if you all want to have a rational, normal conversation about how to maybe improve society without the use of, I don't know, fascistic semi-military forces who have full fucking carte blanche via the state, come holler at your boy. All right? My name's James. I'm from the internet, and I'm out. Peace.